They say, if you wander too far into the mountains on a snowy night, you might meet her. Pale as frost, silent as snowfall, eyes like frozen glass. She asks you for help, or maybe nothing at all. Either way, you never come back the same. Tonight I want to tell you the story of Yuki-onna, Japan's snow woman, a spirit as beautiful as she is deadly. Yuki-onna, literally snow woman, is a ghostly figure rooted deep in Japanese folklore. Her stories have been told for centuries, especially in regions buried in heavy snow, like the mountains of northern Honshu. She is often described as tall and strikingly beautiful, with long black hair and skin so pale it blends with the snow. She wears a white kimono, sometimes barefoot in the ice, yet she leaves no footprints behind. But don't let her beauty fool you. She's a yokai, a supernatural being, and when the snow falls heavy and the wind howls through the trees, she hunts. It happened many years ago, in a mountain village where winters could last for months. Snow buried the trees like a thick white shroud. Two woodcutters, Mosaku, an old and weathered man, and Minokichi, his young apprentice, had spent a day cutting firewood in the deep forest. As dusk fell, the snow turned heavy, and the wind carried whispers through the trees. They hurried to finish, but it was too late. A blizzard crept in fast, blinding and cold. They knew they wouldn't make it back before dark. They found a small abandoned hut by the river, little more than rotted wood and drifting snow, but it was shelter. They packed the firewood into a corner and huddled together on the floor and let the storm howl outside. The fire died out quickly. The cold seeped into their bones, and then silence. Not the peaceful kind. The kind of silence that makes your ears ring, like something was listening, watching, waiting. Minokichi fell into a light sleep, but sometime in the dark hours, he woke. The fire was long dead, but there was a light, a pale glow, like moonlight shining through smoke. And there she was, a woman in white floating just inches above the floor. Her hair hung in wet, black strands down her back. Her face was breathtaking, more like a mask than a person. Her eyes were ice. She leaned over Mosaku, who was frozen stiff on the floor. Lips blue, eyes wide open. Minokichi wanted to scream, but his body wouldn't move. The cold had wrapped itself around his throat. He could barely breathe. The woman turned to him slowly, gliding rather than walking. She hovered above him. Her hair began to sway, even though the air was still. She studied him, not with hatred, not with pity. Something colder, something detached, like looking at a broken bird. Then she spoke. "You are young and beautiful," she said softly, voice like wind through dead leaves. "I was gonna take your life as well, but I will spare you on one condition." Her mouth didn't move. The words seemed to echo inside his skull. "Tell anyone what you have seen, and I will return, and you will die." And with that, she vanished. Not into the door, not into the storm. She simply melted into the air, like breath on glass. The next morning, Minokichi was found wandering down the mountain trail alone, dazed and trembling. When they asked about Mosaku, he said only that the old man had frozen to death. He never spoke of the woman in white. Not once. Years passed. Minokichi tried to leave the night behind. He married a quiet, gentle woman named Oyuki, who had appeared in the village during another snowy winter. She was beautiful, Pale skin, long dark hair, a soft voice. They built a peaceful life. She bore him children, strong and healthy. Oyuki never seemed to age, though her eyes always held a hint of wonder in them. Still, Minokichi was happy, and for a long time, he forgot what had happened in that cabin. But one night, as snow fell thick outside the home, and the fire crackled low, Minokichi sat watching his wife tend to the children. The flickering light touched her face just right, and a chill ran through him. Something in her eyes, the stillness, the glow, a memory stirred. The pale woman, the silence. Without thinking, almost to himself, he whispered, "I once saw someone who looked just like you, long ago, in a storm." He told Oyuki the story, every detail. When he finished, she didn't speak. She stood slowly. The fire seemed to dim. The air grew cold. Her face was unreadable. Then she said, very quietly, "That woman was me. You promised never to tell." Her eyes were no longer warm. Her hair blew gently in a wind that wasn't there. The skin on her face shimmered, like it was turning to frost. Minokichi backed away, reaching for the children, but she held up a hand. "Because of them, I will not take your life. But if you ever hurt them, or speak of this again, I will return." With that, she turned to mist. Her form drifted into the smoke of the fire and was gone. The children never saw their mother again. Some say Minokichi went mad, wandering the mountains every winter, searching for her among the falling snow. Others say he stayed in the village and never spoke another word. Yuki-onna isn't just a ghost from old tales. She's winter's quiet cruelty, the beauty that lures you in, only to freeze you in place. Some say she still wanders the mountains. Others believe she tests the hearts of those who forget to fear the cold. So if you hear the wind outside your window, or find yourself alone in a snow-covered silence, look closely, because winter listens, and sometimes it remembers. Especially if you don't like and subscribe.